a boat takes, can you see the screen? Can you
Yes,
see?
sir.
Okay, a boat takes 2 hours to travel downstream a river from port A to B, okay, and 3 hours to return to port A. Another boat takes a total of 6 hours to travel from port B to port A and return to port B. If the speeds of the boat and the river are constant, then the time in hours taken by the slower boat to travel from port A to port B. So here two boats are involved. Okay. So let us take the first boat. Its speed as x kilometer per hour. Let us take the second boat. Its speed as y kilometer per hour. Let us take the speed of the stream as z kilometer per hour. Okay. Now it is given that the first boat takes 2 hours to travel downstream from port A to B. So A to B, and we are taking the condition for the first boat. Okay. So this direction is down and this direction is up. Okay. So first we are taking the downstream condition. So what is the speed of the boat? X plus z is equals to, what is the distance? I don't know. D divided by what is the time? 2, right? So I'm getting x plus z is equals to d by 2. This is equation 1. Upstream is going to be x minus z. That is going to be d, 3 hours to return. So d divided by 3, right? So from here we can say 2 within bracket x plus z is equals to d, and from here we can say 3 within bracket x minus z is equals to d. Okay, so 2x plus z is equals to 3x minus z, right? Trying to find different correlations. This is what we have. We got something. Okay, now another boat. So second boat, what it is telling, another boat takes 6 hours to travel from port B to A. Okay, so B to A. So this is A, this is B. Okay, so from B to A. But remember, this is downstream and this is upstream. Okay, so what it is given, that another boat takes a total of 6 hours to travel from port B to A and return to B. So this is the total time. So first of all, for downstream, what is going to happen? The total distance. So what is going to be the speed? This is the speed of the boat. So y plus z is equals to d divided by time is t1, or t1 is equals to d divided by y plus z. Are you understanding till here? What has happened to Nilatri today?
Yes, sir.
Okay. T1 is d by y plus z. Upstream. Wait. Mosquito, wait.
Hello, sir.
Hello Niladri. Okay,
Hi, sir.
so
Good evening, sir.
yes, good evening. So I'm doing this last this song which I sent last day for trying. Okay, this is 2023 cat. Okay, so just reiterate. So just I'm briefing this song from the beginning once again. A boat takes 2 hours to travel downstream a river from port A to port B, and 3 hours to return to port A. So just take the first part of the information. Okay, just take the first piece of the information. Okay, that a boat takes 2 hours to travel from downstream from port A to B and 3 hours to return to port A. So I'm there are two boats. Okay, the speed of the first boat I'm taking as x, second boat as y, and the speed of the stream as z. Okay, so for the first boat, so the first boat is going A to B, and I have taken A to B as downstream. Actually, I have not taken it. Is given in the question downstream a river from port A to B. So from A to B is downstream, from B to A is upstream. So for downstream, what is going to be the speed of the boat? X plus z, and that is going to be d by 2 because d is the distance that I have taken. And on simplify, I am getting 2 within bracket x plus z equals to d. Upstream, what is going to happen? Upstream, the speed is going to become x minus z, that is equals to d by 3. Why 3? Because it is given that for 3 hours to return to port A, d is equals to 3 within bracket x minus z. Okay, so if I equate both of them, because if both are d's, right, both are d's, if I equate both of them, I'm going to get 5z is equals to x. Now for the second board, what it is given? It is given that the another boat takes a total of 6 hours to travel from port B to port A. So from port B to port A, another boat takes how many hours? Okay, 6 hours to travel from port B to port A and return to port B. So from port B to port A, and then it is coming back to port B. So this direction still remains downstream, and this direction still remains upstream. So downstream, what is going to happen? Y plus z is equal to d by t1. So t1 is d by y plus z. And upstream, what is going to happen? Upstream, y minus z is equal to d by t2. So t2 is d by y minus z. Okay. Now t1 plus t2 is going to be what? 6 hours. So d by y plus z plus d by y minus z is equal to 6 hours, right? This is what we have. Now d taking common, we are going to get y square minus z square. This is going to come y minus z plus y plus z is equal to 6. Z. Okay, so d is equal to 6 within bracket y square minus z square divided by 2y. This is what I'm getting, right? This sum is like this only. Trust me, I have, first of all, I did it first of all myself. I got a process like this, then I checked out various internet sources. Everywhere it is the same way. Okay, and so we are getting d is equals to 6 within bracket y square minus z square by 2y. Now what is d? uh, d, I don't know what is d. We don't have anything, but we have x equals to 5z, or z is equals to x by 5. So I can write down y square minus, what is z? Z is x square. Z is x by 5, so z is x square by 25 divided by 2y. 2 and 3 gets cancelled out. Now see, we have an equation over here, 2 into x plus z. So that I can write down 2 within bracket x plus z. Why I am doing this? Because you see, this particular equation that we have, there are three variables d, y and x. I cannot keep three variables. It will become unsolvable. I have to at least convert it into two variables. So 2x plus z is equals to 3 y square minus x square by 25 divided by y, 2 within bracket. What is, I'm trying to make a small equation. Z is x by 5. This sum, I mean, should not be attended in CAT, but since it is given, that is why I am doing it. So what we're getting is 20xy equals to 25 y square minus x square. এটা নিচে সেটা লাগবে না, ভালো করে দুদিন বার করে দিচ্ছি। Okay, this is what we are getting. So we have got a quadratic equation in terms of x square minus b. Let us solve this. Minus b plus minus b square excuse me. So this is what I'm getting, x equals to y into minus 5. I can take 5 common as well, minus 2 plus minus root over 5. Okay, now what is the question? So this is the value of x. What is the question? If the speed of the boats of the river and the river are constant, then the time in hours taken by the slower boat to travel from port A to port B. Okay, slower boat. So first boat is x, the second boat is y. Okay, so if I'm getting x equals to 5y this much, mm, I'm extremely sorry if this is becoming long, but this is the only way this can be done. Okay, as I told you, it's better to leave this sum, but since it is given, I found this is the toughest one, so I thought of doing it. Okay, so A is the answer for this. A is the answer. Question is, the speech of the boats in the river Amazon during the time in hours taken by the slower boat to travel from port A to port B. So from A to B, this one I will write. From B to A to B, this is downstream. I found it upstream. I found out mistakenly. I found out this time. This one. Okay, I actually did this. But anyways, this can be easily done now. Okay, this can be easily done because this is T2 we have. Okay, I need to get T1. So T1 is 6 minus T2. That is 3 minus 3 root 5. That's 3 within bracket 1 minus root. Oh, sorry, 9. So C is the answer. Okay, I know this is absurdly big, but believe me, I after doing this solution, okay, I checked in various internet sources. Everywhere it was same. Okay, everywhere it was written. I'll tell you, they came up to here, okay, and then they wrote solving this equation. We get this. Okay, that is all they wrote. Solving this equation, we get this. But what about solving that equation? Who will solve that for me in exam? No answer. Okay, so we have to solve this. So I'll tell you this sum again. So see, uh, till here you must have understood, right? T1 plus T2 is equals to 6, right? And here we got x in terms of 5z. Now see, we are putting the expression for T1 which is d by y plus z. We are putting the expression for T2 which is d by y plus z, and that is equal to 6. On solving this, we are getting this. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm putting x in place of z. So what is z? Z is x by 5. So I'm just putting this value over here. On simplifying this, and also in place of d, I have put 2 within bracket x plus z. That is from here. I could have put this one also, but I put this one. Okay, 2 within bracket x plus z. Now on this is just I'm solving. You can see this solution is in detail. Okay, now again over here in place of z, I have put x by 5 that I've taken from here. Okay, so on simplifying this, I get this quadratic equation. This quadratic equation is in terms of x square plus 20x square minus 25y square is equal to 0. I'm applying Sridhar Acharya. I'm getting minus b plus minus 2 over b square minus 4ac by 2a. On solving this, okay, I'm getting this thing. Now as you know that in quadratic equation we get two roots, plus and minus. Okay, so for plus one thing and for minus another thing. For plus, now see, this minus is never possible, otherwise speed will become negative, but speed cannot be negative, so this plus 1 is only possible. So x equals to 5 by within bracket root 5 minus 2. Now see, 5 into root 5 minus 2. So what I am getting? I am getting x equals to 5 into root 5 minus 2 into y, right? Now 5 into root 5 minus 2, this particular value is actually greater than 1. That means x is greater than 1. Did you understand this part? Tell me. How I am deciding that x is greater than y? Tell me, have you understood this part? Hello?
Yes, sir.
X is greater than y. So that means that the
Hmm.
second boat is slower. If x is greater than y, so that means what, the second boat is slower. So what is T2? Now see, what is the question? The question is, find out the time taken by the second boat from traveling A to B. So if I come to the first page, from A to B, that is the downstream, and the downstream time is this, d divided by y plus z. But mistakenly, this is my mistake, I found d divided by y minus z. That is the upstream speed. Okay, that is why it took more time. Okay, so what I'm doing, mistakenly I'm finding d by y minus z. But this type of mistakes also can happen in exam. So you need to manage that, right? You need to have a second option to save yourself. So I made a mistake over here. D divided by y minus z I am finding. Okay, I am finding the upstream speed. I should have found the downstream speed. So if I make this mistake, okay, fine. I am just solving this. Okay, so you can see I am just substituting the values. In place of d, I have put 2 within bracket x plus z and converting the whole thing in terms of x. Okay, I'm just converting the whole thing in terms of x or y, I think. Let me see. Yeah, converted the whole thing in terms of x over here, and then slowly the x is converted into completely y over here. You see, everything got cancelled out and we got this. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm rationalizing the denominator. The denominator is 3 minus root 5, so I'm rationalizing the denominator, multiplying 3 plus root 5 up and down. This is called rationalizing. On solving this, I'm getting t2, which is 3 within bracket root 5 minus 1, and then I see the option that yes, there is an option. But when I see the question once again, just for rechecking, I see it is given travel from A to B. A to B is this direction. That means downstream. That means I need to find out d by y plus z. So what should I do? Should I redo the calculation with d by y plus z? No. I have seen over here that t1 plus t2 is 6. Okay. So if I have got t2 as 3 within bracket root 5 minus 1, then t1 will be what? 6 minus t2? Yes or no? T1 is nothing but 6 minus t2, and what is t2? T2 is this. So on solving this, I get this answer. 3 within bracket 3 minus root 5, which is C. Did you understand, guys?